To learn more about earning college credits with Study Hall, go to gostudyhall.com or click the link in the description. For months, you've been saving up money to buy the coolest, sleekest, high-resiest video camera on the market to upgrade your YouTube game. You've had to make sacrifices to save money, like passing on that epic beach trip with your friends. You've also mowed lawns to make extra cash. And you put other needs on hold, like buying a fresh pair of soccer cleats, even though the ones you wear now have that really big hole. By prioritizing what to spend money on, or not, you participated in something called finance. Finance is about how people manage money, whether that's running a multi-million-dollar company or reaping the rewards of what feels like mowing millions of lawns. With that new camera, you've made your money work for you. You're ready to start pumping out some sweet videos. And who knows, that might put even more money in your piggy bank. Hi, I'm Vanessa Hill, and welcome to Fast Guides, a study hall series that explores different college majors. Let's talk about what you can look forward to studying if you major in finance. Like we said at the beginning, finance is all about managing money. Where it goes, how it's spent, who gets it, and how much of it people have to pay back when they borrow it. But finance is a big field. To the chief financial officer of a multi-million-dollar camera company, finance might involve making decisions about investments and budgets that let the company keep operating and paying its employees. To the dean of a university, finance might mean dividing up funds among different academic departments, so faculty and students have the resources to teach and learn. And if you ask a parent, finance might mean saving up enough money so that by the time they're 60, they can retire and take lots of videos of the grandkids with a cool camera just like yours. A finance major lets you dive into all these ways of thinking about money, both big and personal. You learn how to analyze numbers, weigh risks, and adapt to change. A finance degree won't hand you a crystal ball, but it'll teach you the next best thing, how to think critically about trends and make well-reasoned predictions. For example, the stock market lets people buy shares of a company and get a cut from that investment if the company does well. So if you purchased $1,000 worth of Apple stock when the iPod came out in 2001 and sold it today, you'd earn around $450,000. Just think of all the cameras you could buy with that. So by studying finance, you get a better understanding of how the market operates. It lets you, in theory, make smarter investment decisions, like buying shares of Apple back in 2001. And all the markets for different products and services are connected, so it's in everyone's interest to make smart financial decisions. A string of bad decisions could send the market tumbling, and with it, everyone's money. So finance is about money, sure, but it's really about making money work for people. That's true in the corporate world and financial institutions like banks, credit unions, or the Federal Reserve, the places that let ordinary people participate in finance. So if you want to be a finance pro, it helps if you always win at Monopoly. And sure, saving every penny of allowance is another great prereq. But if you want to have a career handling other people's money, you can start by getting a degree in finance. You'll probably start out with introductory classes in accounting, economics, and finance to get a handle on the basics of business. Then you'll apply these concepts in core finance classes. Some courses may revolve around corporate finance, which covers how money is involved in business, by acquiring funding and investing money in projects, for example. Other courses may cover investments and capital markets. You'll learn things like how to manage other people's investments and how to determine the value of stocks, bonds, and other assets, aka any resource that's worth money or is money. A big part of what you'll learn is risk assessment, weighing the likelihood of losing or making money on an investment. You'll learn how to use risk assessment in portfolio theory, choosing what to invest in based on a client's present needs and future outlook. For example, let's say you're an investment manager for someone who's nearing retirement. They've worked their whole life saving money for their golden years, so they'll probably need a portfolio that's steady and not likely to take massive losses. Their needs might be different from, say, a recent college grad who has many years left before retiring. So in theory, the the recent graduate can handle the ups and downs of the market more than the retiree. The same goes for a business. A new business might be willing to take more risks to grow quickly than a larger established company, more focused on staying at the top. And no matter what role you eventually have, risk assessment is a big part of the field, even outside of investments and capital markets. So in many classes, you'll study how to assess a client's ability to handle risky investments. Students also learn about financial institutions, like different types of banks, and different things you can invest your money in, like stocks, bonds, and options. Finance students also learn how to make market-based forecasts. This means following financial trends and predicting a variety of factors that can affect an investment. Forecasting usually involves lots of spreadsheets and even more numbers. So a student interested in finance should be comfortable with math and statistical modelling. Once those foundational courses are squared away, students can begin focusing on specific areas of finance, like real estate, energy finance, or further studies in corporate finance and investment. So there's lots of different areas to study as a finance major, but they all involve weighing risks, watching trends, and making decisions with the information you have. We all have to manage our own money in our lives, but if you're thinking about managing other people's money, there are a few signs that a finance major might be a good fit. Like we just said, finance majors should love themselves some math. Maybe not as much as, say, a mathematician, and for more on that, check out our Fast Guides Mathematics episode, but they shouldn't shy away from numbers. You'll need to be comfortable learning about statistics and trying to forecast trends with modelling. You should also have an analytical mind. If you find yourself glued to logic puzzles or getting a rush from solving different formulas or equations, you're in the right place. Problem solving and creativity help too. Investment managers often have to develop creative solutions to fit their clients' needs. And when you're dealing with people's money, they're usually very particular about their needs. Fortunately, over the course of a finance degree, you can specialise to meet those needs, and several other fields often pair well with finance, like accounting, which helps you understand complex financial statements and records. Or you might explore economics to better understand how the market operates and develop better forecasts. Or you might pair a finance degree with computer science, entering the growing world of financial technology, or fintech. Or you might fit right at home in personal finance. That's all about helping individuals make smart money decisions, be it in the stock market or saving up for a new car. Whether you end up helping Fortune 500 companies stay profitable or handing out helpful money advice to the mum and pop shop down the street, chances are you'll be talking to lots of people. So being a strong communicator is also important. You'll be advising people about their money. They'll want honest and open communication about how things are going. So if you're not afraid of numbers and a good communicator to boot, a finance major might be for you. Still, the math can be tricky, and the market can seem as hard to predict as who will win the NCAA basketball tournament, or the Kentucky Derby, or the Rhythmic Gymnastics World Championship. Really, any sport, just pick your favourite. Part of the reason finance can be challenging is because everything changes all the time. Wider events are always influencing the market. Take financial regulations, for example. They're often decided by government agencies on the federal and state level. So when an election changes who's in office, those people can shape which regulations go into effect, and all the changes can be challenging to keep up with. That's why finance students must be curious, willing to adapt, and plugged into current events. There's also the technical jargon. The finance world has its own lingo, with phrases like intraday momentum index and gamma hedging. So a finance major can feel like learning another language while trying to keep up with the coursework. And that coursework, by the way, can be a lot. Especially when paired with intense fields like accounting or economics, it's not uncommon for finance majors to feel overwhelmed by the sheer amount of information. But it's okay to ask for help and to space out demanding courses so you're not taking too many in one semester. With a finance degree, you'll gain powerful knowledge for managing money, but it takes a great deal of persistence, dedication, and one more time for those in the back, math skills to excel. So now that you have that finance degree, maybe you think it's time to get a full wardrobe of suits and get ready for that job in a New York City high-rise. And maybe that's where a finance degree will take you. But there are a few options available to the recent finance graduate. For For one, you can join an investment bank that raises money for companies to pursue a new development. Or you can go into asset management, putting to use that portfolio theory we discussed. You could go join a large financial institution or a smaller boutique firm that handles more specialised financial needs. And if you don't want to work for the man, you can use your finance knowledge to develop new products or services by starting your own business. It's not easy, but it could be a rewarding path for entrepreneurial-minded graduates. Or maybe you're not quite ready for Wall Street. That's perfectly okay. Finance majors can also pursue graduate school to specialise in a particular area of finance or advance their knowledge in another field like law, business, or economics. This can set you apart in a competitive job market and help you earn higher positions. Something else to keep in mind. Some states or financial organisations require certifications or licenses for certain positions. Like, in order to become a financial advisor, you might need to earn a certification from the Certified Financial Planner Board after a few years of experience. These certifications can have a variety of different requirements, like having a finance degree or taking certain courses, and they usually require that you pass at least one big test. Research regulations in your state to know what's required for which jobs. And if you're interested in finance, you're probably interested in the money. Now, talking about salaries is hard, and all of these jobs vary depending on where you work and what specific part of finance you go into. Typically, starting salaries for finance majors are around $58,000 per year on average as of 2019. After about 5 years of experience in the field, you might become a financial manager. Then you might earn around $131,000 as of 2019. There are lots of other jobs out there for finance majors. You could be a loan officer, helping determine who can borrow money from a financial institution and making around $63,000 a year. Or maybe you'd enjoy being a personal financial advisor, helping people make choices about their investments and making around $94,000 a year. It all depends on what you're interested in. Also, like any job, it's important to make a decision that isn't solely based on income. Remember that finance is a full-time job that requires substantial use of math, strong communication skills, and an analytical approach to thinking. While we may think of finance as revolving entirely around money, that's only part of the picture. Yes, finance majors learn how to manage money, but we can't forget why they do it. The people. Even if you're working for a multinational bank, it's the people who use, rely on, and trust that bank that you're serving. Helping people and companies make smart financial decisions isn't easy, but it's certainly rewarding, whether that money is going towards a huge multi-million-dollar project or that new camera. If you want to investigate more degrees before you choose a major, check out our other videos in this playlist. To find out how to earn college credit with Study Hall, go to gostudyhall.com or click the link here or in the description. And if you want to help us out, give this video a like and comment and let us know how you chose your degree or what you wish you'd known before you started your degree. Thanks for watching.